Hi, my name is Ashley Scher with the Scher Institute, and we're going to continue our examination of the Yoga Sutras by Patanjali, and we'll continue with Sutra in Book 1, Sutra number 16. Translated into English, it translates as, when there is non-thirst for even the constituents of nature, due to the realization of the true self, that is supreme non-attachment. So this is sort of a special sutra to review today because, as you can see, we're in Chamonix, the beautiful mountains of France, the Alps, and often we think that it's a fundamental need to be with nature. So what do if you're incarcerated and you cannot be with nature? How can we satisfy this human need, this thirst for something so fundamental as nature? How can we help ourselves have, as the sutra says, non-thirst? This is the highest form of detachment. The detachment of the mind, even from its personal desire and enjoyment. The mind might want something. Our mind might wander, saying, this looks good. But this is about having control over the mind. We can exercise control over our mind and say no. Stay away. This is, again, the highest form of non-attachment. We don't even think of ourselves attaching to it. If a thought comes in saying, oh, I want to swim in the ocean, it's just a thought. It's not, I need this right this second. I need it to survive. No, we just let the thought pass. Maybe it's a pleasant thought. Maybe it's an unpleasant thought, but it passes just like every other thought in our mind. This is a way to feel completely free. You're free from the thoughts coming to you. And the impressions that you do have may be things that you've already experienced. And the memory of what you've experienced will still be there. There's no way to, let's say, forget the mountains. If you've seen it and you enjoy it, then that is, something that you may very well always miss. But there is a way to detach and separate needs from wants. For example, if you've been a thief or a robber for many years, a thought might come to mind saying, oh, I really remember when I took that awesome car for a joyride and that was so fun. And thinking of this memory may remind you of enjoyment that you had. Oh, how nice that would be right now to take a joyride. But now people came and told me not to attach myself, and maybe this behavior has got me into some trouble, and maybe that has been unpleasant and it's not worth it, and I want to change my ways. And that is a way of accepting your past memory, but then also letting go of it and not attaching to it and realizing that everything you need is already inside you and you don't need anything from the outside world. You don't even need the mountains and the sky. Sure, they would be lovely and you'd enjoy it, but this sutra is sort of the concept of not needing anything and finding peace just within yourself. This can be the same thing for smoking or drinking. You've done it maybe, and if you have, and if you've enjoyed that, then these are memories that can come back to you, cravings. And there's no way to completely eliminate those memories. What we can do is change how we feel and how we respond when they come, and how we can take control of our mind to non attach and say, okay, yes, I'm noticing that impression or that memory of smoking has come back. And yeah, I did enjoy it at that time, but I know that it is not healthy for me now. And I have power over my mind. I am my mind's own boss, and I can tell my mind no. When we practice taking control of our mind, and we practice our mind being active and choosing what to accept and what to focus on, then the impressions or thoughts that we would prefer not to think, they tend to come less and less. And when they do come, they bother us less and less because we let them pass like a film on a movie screen. When you succeed in going within and truly reflecting on your own breath and forming your own thoughts of trying to be in touch with your own needs, there is a deep sense of harmony and peace from within. Nobody can mess up your day because you're not looking around to the external world for cues, and sort of the decisions you're making come from a centered place, and that brings about stability, and that kind of joy is sustaining, because it doesn't depend on anyone else. So it's a subtle kind of joy, but it's with you for the long run. The moment you understand yourself and your true self, you will find peace and bliss. And the impressions of those fun experiences, the joyride, the smoking, those impressions that you experienced, they will just kind of seem ordinary and not as fulfilling as the deep sense of peace that you have found by focusing inward. When we have peace inside, we reflect that peace onto others. Sort of our own mental state affects how we perceive other situations. So when we come to a situation that maybe somebody is aggravated, when we are aggravated, we might act defensive. But when we have our own sense of inner peace, then we would respond to that situation with compassion or what's wrong. Because of this, you will find that the more you calm your reaction to the impressions that come in your mind, the more peace you will feel, and the more sustaining that peace will be, because all these other life interruptions that maybe could have derailed you in the past, you will find that they are less and less significant in your mind, because you are following your own true north. With that, I thank you for your time. Namaste.